jumping, and everybody's having a good time. And you know what's going through my mind. Do you mind if I get comfortable and kick off these shoes?
Come on, y'all.
While you fixing me
a drink, play me some of them down home blues.
She say, you know I don't get out much on the
town.
And you know
I've been cut out a lot of that running around all week long. Woo!
I've been keeping my cool, but tonight I'm gonna let my head down and get down with these down home blues. Down home blues, down home blues. All she wanted to hear was some down home
Hey, Eric.
blues.
There we go.
Every other record or two.
Yeah, Walter Graham.
She said, take off those fast
Kevin.
records and
Kevin
let
Butte.
me hear some down home blues.
Barbara Ryan, good afternoon, baby.
Say, you know my old man gon' wanna fight.
Ow! That make you feel good.
I
know Facebook is gonna block this, but you can see it on my YouTube at the Sugar Ray Ray from my artist page. Unsolicited, baby. Unmolested. Come on. Woo! Run on. What's going on? Bob, how you doing, brother?
Get my head back and party on
Thank you, buddy. Let me put this up one time, y'all. Here we go. I'm gonna put that up for a second. If you're so inclined, if not, that's all right. God bless you anyway. Whether you do or you don't. Hey, it's about a good time today. All she wanted to hear with those down home blues all night long. I knew that's right.
Every other record or two.
Frederick Lawson, San Diego in the house. Michael Moles, my brother, my man, the Mr.
She said, I'm gonna get my head back and party on these down home blues.
Mike, he'll be on at 12:45. I'll let you ask him.
Down home blues.
Eric Horn, 40 Below Records in the house.
All she wanted to hear was those down home blues.
All night long. For all you people on Facebook, they gonna block this. Go over to the YouTube page. Join, become a member. Sugar Ray Raper. YouTube, the Sugar Ray Raper.
She says, I'm
Eric, can you put that up?
And party on these down home blues.
Yeah, they gonna block it on the replay though.
Down home blues.
Bonnie Burkett, hey, Linda the
Down
Good
home blues. All she wanted to hear was those down home blues all night long.
All out of key.
Every other record or two.
Lori Moore, how you doing? Bridget, how you doing, baby?
She says I'm gonna get my head back.
Argentina in the house.
Party on these down home blues.
England in the house.
Down
Connecticut.
home blues. Down home blues. All she wanted to hear was the down home blues all night long.
Oh, how y'all doing? What's going on? It is Tuesday, Black History Month, Of course, they give us the shortest month of the year. I had to put that out there. That's where it goes. It only got 28 days in the month. We always get shortchanged a little bit on the Negro side, but that's all right because we know how to make that gumbo, baby, and the soul food is still good. Hey, today is Eric Sessman's birthday. He can't be here all day today. He's butt naked on the back screen. Let me bring him up real fast before he puts some clothes on. Ha! Where he at? I don't see him. There he is. Oh,
thank you.
Y'all saw that delay. He put his clothes on real fast. He had nipple rings and everything, y'all. I'm telling you. So, Eric, let me say, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Eric, a.k.a. the Wizard of Oz. Happy birthday to you. You
making me blush. Thank you, brother. Best birthday song ever.
Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you.
You know we love you, and I love you, and I appreciate you. That's the big one right there.
Thank you.
We're gonna have Mike Finnigan on. I know he's not feeling all that well. He's going through some stuff. He's going to come on for about 15 minutes or so we'll try to get some questions and stuff out of him. I love Mike. I respect Mike. He's one of the top cats when I came to L.A. that gave me love. Matter of fact, I think it was Finnigan when Al Cooper came down. The first time I met Mike Finnigan was back when I was running Cozy's. I don't even know if you even remember it. This is when I first met Al Cooper. Al Cooper came down and Mike Finnigan brought him a B3, so that was pretty freaking cool. So, but I guess those guys all knew each other and whatnot. You know, I was the Johnny come lately, as always. All right, Eric, I'm going to put your back screens.
All right,
love you, man.
Thank you.
Big shout out to Bunny Burkett and my main man, Tristan DeVito, over there at Magicians Media, always doing a great job. Hey, I want to say thank you to the Blues Foundation for the nomination. That caught me by surprise. I think some of you guys saw it on Facebook. I was sleeping. I woke up. Tony Brown go ahead and sent me a message, woke me up. Sugar, congratulations on the nomination. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, Tony? And I went and found it, and there it was. I got nominated for the BB King Entertainer of the Year, and I got nominated for Instrument Vocalist. So thank you. You got to be a member to vote. I hope you all will vote for me, or at least vote your conscience. Vote for those the person that you love. But I would love to be the entertainer again. I got a few back there. I got room for more on that shelf. I feel blessed. Blues.org, BLUES.org. You got to be a member to vote. And your membership goes to preserve and help the blues all over the world. So become a member. Whether you vote for me or not, you still should become a member. Again, thank you to the Blues Foundation. I'm going to play something for you real fast here. This is one. This is me and the lovely Miss Deb Ryder. We did a duet on one of her albums a couple albums ago. This was called Get a Little Steam Up. Check this out.
Here, cigarette. You got no etiquette, and I got no class. We ran the human race, and both came out last. We just a couple walking natural disasters. Who cares? That's all in the past.
You got no logic, I got no self-control. Place to go. Who cares? Come on, baby, let it roll. Baby, let's team up. Get a little steam up. Baby, let's team up. Get a little steam up. Baby, let's team up. Get a little steam up. Baby, let's team up. Get a little steam up. Right on.
Come on, here we go. You got no dignity, and I got no sense. We
Matter of fact, I gotta get Deb on the show.
On the wrong side of the fence. Ended up here, that's sheer coincidence. Who cares? It don't make no difference.
You got no culture, and I got no tact. We both from the wrong side of the track. right, Julie?
Steam up, get a little steam up. Go home. Look here. You got no modesty, I got no shame.
When we first met, you had a fictitious name.
I feel just one that no one would claim.
Who cares?
We're still in the game. Baby, let's team up, get a little steam up. Baby, let's team up, get a little steam up. Baby, let's team up, get a little steam up. Baby, let's team up, get a little steam up. Baby, let's team up, get a little steam up. Baby, let's team up, get a little steam up. Baby, let's team up, get a little steam up. Baby, let's team up, get a little steam up.
That's the Phantom Blues Band backing us up right there on that album, y'all. Johnny Lee, Mike Finnigan, Larry Bolton, Kurt Fletcher, Tony Bronival, Darren Pugh.
Team up, oh, get a little steam up, baby, yeah. Team up, get a little steam up,
Yeah, Deb Ryder, y'all. That's my girl, Deb Ryder. She's a bad mamma jamma. Shut your mouth. Hey, listen, the question of the day. We always have a question of the day. Question of the day is, who is the person that influenced you in your life? You know, that set you on the track or the trajectory that you're in. For me, it was this woman right here. People hear me talking about all the time. That's Big Mama, Miss Ora Crawford, ladies and gentlemen, Big Mama. As we say down south, we don't say grandma, we say Big Mama. And that's the Big Mama, because not because she's fat, because she's the mother above your mother. She's the Big Mama. If it wasn't for that woman on that picture right there, I wouldn't be here today. Matter of fact, most of the interactions, most of the things that have happened, and you hear me sayings all the time, came from that woman right there, Miss Ora Crawford. So Big Mama, I want to say thank you. Now, let me ask you, who was the person that, you know, mentored or that you looked up to, gave you the advice that set you on the trajectory that you're on? How you doing, everybody? Hope everybody doing good. And that is the question of the day. And I really want to know. And so I'm going to be posting them up when they come up here. So we want to know. Julie Richardson, how you doing? Mary Hart, how you doing, gorgeous? Let me see here. Where I want to go from here. We got a while before we get Mr. Finnigan on. I tell you what we're going to do. Let's see. Let's go here. And I'm going to put me down here, like this here. Check this out.
If you just lay down there, I guess I'm in the mood. You're going to have to get up on some more of that there here in a second. I can't send this one out to my wife on Valentine's Day because it wouldn't be appropriate.
Might be able to send something out. You better do some business.
Yeah, I'm fitting to do something else here. This is about before I met her. Honest, sweetie. Really, much before. Here it is. George, slow down, son. I'm gonna send this one out to Tony B. Tony Barnacle, my buddy.
That man can sing and play. Play like the brothers, don't he? The church.
But when I look at the inscription, it said, Lord from Daniel. Now, baby, hey, I got to feel. Anything that you ever do, baby, I got to do for you. Somehow your story don't reach you, baby. Hey, I got to do for you.
The one, the only Mr. Mike Finnigan. God dang. I know. You know, and everybody talk about the B3 player, and he remind me, I always tell him, I say, you remind me of the brothers I grew up with in the church. But I was shocked, you know, the singing. Oh my God, that man is so, as a singer, I'm telling y'all, that man can sing. He can play the hell out of a B3, but God dang it, that man can sing. Here, you know, and I was fortunate to meet him, Cal David, and a few others, and that just really rocked my world. Just couldn't believe that they were that good. All right, the question of the day is, who was your influencer? And if that person is still around, you know, make sure that they know. As we used to say in the black church, and then we used to say in the country, and some of the black folks still say, you know, give me my flowers while I can still smell them. So if they're still around, make sure you give them flowers. Give them their flowers while they can still smell them, baby. Y'all know what I mean? Because everybody you ain't promised to be here alone. So that's why they call it the present. You here today, enjoy it, you know. So anyway, don't want to get too philosophical today. I feel good. I'm smiling. I just feel good. I don't know why. Probably because it's 70-something degrees outside. The sun is shining. The waterfall's going. The dogs are happy. I'm happy. Unfortunately, my wife is about 400 miles away, but I'm going to be driving to see her right after this show. Woo! Who is your influencers, baby? Yes, indeed. That's right, Miss William Jean. William A. Jean. Yes, ma'am. That man can sing and play just like, you know, my friends Tony Williams and Anthony Mason and all those guys, and Ricky Warren that I grew up with in church. Something else, blessings to all. Mr. says, let me put that up. Right on. So how y'all doing today? Everybody feeling good? Black History Month. How you going to celebrate Black History Month? Black History Month. They set it aside for the Black history, but you know, Black history is American history. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about the history in Africa and all that. We're talking about Black history right here in the United States of these Americas. And Black history is American history. Sad that it's not taught. It wasn't taught when I was growing up in school. I had to learn the hard way, and I had a few teachers and coaches that told me what to go look at. But you know, Black history is American history. You can't have one without the other, baby. That's just the way it goes. We want to wish everybody. I want everyone to wish Eric Sassaman. It took me a while to get that out. I want everyone to wish Eric Sassaman a happy birthday. Today is his birthday. He's going to have to leave us shortly. I don't know if he wants me to tell y'all why he's leaving, but he's going to have to leave us shortly. He's going through some things, and we want y'all to pray for him and his family. Miss Loretta. Y'all pray for them because they're good people. I love them to death. Since the day I met them, they've been kind. Because Eric used to kind of like hide in the corner. I'd be over there talking to Loretta. He wouldn't even come over and say hello to her brother. I don't know. That's probably because I wasn't playing guitar. But now I got him. Anyway, let's see here. Fabrizio dead right. Mike Finnigan is the master. Yes, he is. That's right. That's right. Happy birthday, Aquarius. Happy birthday, Aquarius. You know, I'm an Aquarius also there, Eric. You know, my birthday's coming up in a few days. My birthday's coming up on the 13th of February. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, 13th of February. I'll be 19. Mm-hmm. He cussing me out backstage, y'all. Yeah, I'll be 19. Everybody say happy birthday to Eric. Right on. Who was your influencer growing up? Come on, people, put it out there. Big Red out in Milwaukee. That Mary Liz, she said that her father and her uncle were her big influences. Who was your big influence? Let me see. We celebrate Black History Month in Wales too. Is that right? Didn't know that. They got black people in Wales? Oh, I'm just kidding. I know they do. I was there. Been there a couple times. Yes, I saw black people in Wales. I'm trying to think. As I've traveled around the world, where was the weirdest place I ever saw black people? I would have to say Chicago. Just because it's so dang cold. Black people don't usually do cold, but black people in Chicago make cut from a whole different cloth. I was just talking to Felicia Fields the other night. She was saying it was minus something with 9 feet of snow on the ground. You know, that ain't normally where you find black people. I was very shocked to find black people as I was walking down the streets in Lithuania. I was in Vilnius and Kaunas, and there was black people in both. That was shocking. The other place was when we did the Dark Season Blues Festival way up in Svalbard, the furthest north you can go in this world. It's the furthest northern city in the world. Matter of fact, if you pull up a map, you go to Svalbard, you got to go to Antarctica, and just down a little bit right. Am I saying it right? Is it Antarctica? I always get those backwards. North Pole. I'm saying North Pole because I think I'm reading the wrong continent. We go find the North Pole on your map. Look a little bit to your right. You can't go up any further. The map won't let you scroll any further up. And they do a big festival there called the Dark Season Blues Festival. It's to celebrate the sun going down for 6 months. There were black people there. I was shocked. I mean, black people everywhere. Let's see. Somebody talking about moving to Studio City. Everybody say happy birthday to Eric. Let's see. William J said, born and raised in Chicago, we have another storm headed that way. Y'all crazy. Get out. Get out. Run. You know, do what you got to do, but get out of there, baby. Get out of there. Let me see if I can pull this up. Here's a picture of me in Svalbard, the snow and everything behind me. That's crazy. That was just, I'm going to pull some pictures of that because you want to talk about cold. Also, yeah, let's see, let me do that. Here I am at 19 years old, a young Marine, proud to have served. Black History Month. A lot of black history in the military. A lot of black history. Right on. Right on. Also, the album came out with the Equality album where all the proceeds are going to the NAACP came out. We put our song Dark Night of the Soul on there. Eric Core, thank you for allowing that to happen. And actually, I think it sounds like I hear Finnigan. He early, if he is. There he is. Look at him. Wow. Wait a minute, dog. Well, let me bring him up here. Since he's here, I'm gonna bring him up on stage. Let's see the 2, 3, 1. Mr. Finnigan, what's going on, my nigga? I mean, my brother. How you doing, brother?
I'm pretty good for an older man.
You're pretty good for anybody, brother. First of all, before we even get anything, let me just say, I'm sorry I'm looking up here on this other screen. I got you on the big 80-inch screen in front of me. That's why sometimes you see my head this way.
That sounds kind of scary.
Listen, let me say, from the day I met you, man, you have been salt of the earth to me. I respect you. I've looked up to you. I'm glad to be an acquaintance and to know you as a human being. And so thank you for taking the time to come on this thing today. And thank you for just taking the time, all the times that you've played with me, and I've got an opportunity to play with you. So I want to tell you thank you. I appreciate you. I adore you. I think you are a national treasure, my brother. Like I told you a long time ago, I was shocked. You played like the brothers I grew up with in the church, and you sang like my mama. You're a bad mother, brother. You are a bad mother. You are a bad mother. Everybody, this is the legendary Mr. Michael Finnigan. And Mike, if you get a chance, if you look to your right, there's a column there, and it's just different comments from all the different people.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
People have been digging your stuff. Matter of fact, Miss Wilhelmina Jean out in Chicago says, hey, Mike, they love you. Bill Bracken. Music influences include Jimmy Reed, Amber King, blah, 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 blah. Dale Brighter says, hey, Mike. Cheryl Bianchi said, absolutely a national treasure.
Well, that's really sweet.
And thank you for all those kind words, Sugar Ray. I appreciate it.
Well, I mean them all, brother. I mean every last one.
I hope so. Yeah, well, that was really nice. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Listen, let me ask you, and you probably have answered this 1,000 times, but I've never had a chance to ask you. When did you decide to become a B3 player, and what influenced you to get there?
Well, I decided when I was in college, actually, my freshman year, and you know, I was really lucky because there was an old guy in Wichita. I was going to school at KU up in Lawrence. You know, that's like real close to Kansas City, but I was down in Wichita playing some, and there was an old guy down there that had a Hammond store. And that's so long ago that they actually had Hammond organ stores.
Yeah, I remember them. Yeah.
And this guy, I mean, I didn't have 2 nickels to rub together, you know, and he knew I was really serious about it, and he made me a deal, man. He just said, you could take the Hammond and the Leslie, and you know, you pay me $100 a month, you know, like I'll carry
Really?
it. Yeah, you know, and
I mean, he just let you take it out the store for that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just on my word, you know, and he was just such a great guy, you know. I was how lucky can one man be, you know? I mean, that could never, you know, that couldn't happen other than that. And so, like, then I had it up in the kitchen in my apartment up in Kansas at the university, and I fooling with it, trying to figure out how to make it work. And, you know, I mean, but I had heard, what made me do it was just hearing Jimmy Smith.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like just hearing his records. You know, I used to listen to WCFL out of Chicago. It was like the voice of labor, you know. And there was a cat on there named Sid McCoy, who was a fantastic DJ. I later on met his daughter Sharon, which was a thrill. But he was like, you know, I learned something from Sid McCoy because he sounded so cultured and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know he was black. I thought he was a white guy. He had to be, right? Like to my like 18-year-old ears, I'm like, well, he's you know, it never even occurred to me that he could possibly be black because he didn't sound like any of the black guys I knew. You know,
I did that.
You know, and like, but he was the guy that he was playing all the great jazz late at night. You know, I'd pick him up. I mean, you know, like all the way in Kansas, we could pick him up, and all the way in Ohio when I was in high school is when I first started listening to him. You know, after midnight, late at night. You know, and he played Jimmy Smith, and that was when I first heard him. When I was like, you know, like 17, 18.
So Jimmy Smith was a big influence on your style of play, or?
Well, he made me want to play the organ, and on my style to some degree. I mean, there's a lot of Jimmy Smith in everybody that plays the Hammond organ, unless it's just a church thing, you know.
Right.
And even there you can hear a little, you know, some of it, you know, like his you know, he changed the way people played the organ, like more than anybody, I think.
Well, you know, there must have been a lot of that going on because one of the old pastors I grew up with, who was a hellified B3 player, well, most of those guys I grew up with in the church, you know, they were crazy B3 players. You know, 10-finger chords, the bass line was played on the foot pedals, and they were singing during the choir. His name was Alvin Mason, and Alvin is a little bit older than me, but he was from the Wichita area too. Matter of fact, I knew a couple of unbelievable B3 players. They was all from around that area for some reason. So there must have been like something in the water up there.
Yeah. Well, there's like, you know, like it's always been part of the church ever since. I mean, that was really kind of why it was invented. You know, was you know, not everybody could afford a pipe organ. You're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars. You know, so like the electric organ, Lawrence Hammond, you know, that's what he was thinking was, you know, like something to replace, you know, the pipe organ that was more affordable for, you know, like the everyday church, you know.
Is that how that came about? I always wondered. I mean,
well, that was one of the inspirations. You know, there was a need, you know, like if you wanted to have an organ in your church, you better have plenty of money, you know, until the electric organ came along. Then all of a sudden it became more reachable. Now we're talking about $1,000 instead of, you know, thousands and thousands.
Well, yeah, that's kind of weird. You know, I grew up in the deep south of East Texas, and I remember going to churches that, you know, they would always have most of them always at least had an old beat up piano where, you know, have the keys.
Right.
But a lot of the churches, I mean, even for us, Church of God in Christ Holiness, I remember a lot of churches, it was just, they didn't have anything. It was just tambourines, vocals, and voices and stumping on the wood floor. But when the churches did get a little bit more prosperous, we always say B3, but I think most of the ones I saw back in my day were like B2s, I think it was, you know. They were just
they'd have some kind of Hammond organ. But, you know, you're right. There was, you know, like, you know, some churches only had a piano. Some churches had nothing. And, you know, there's a whole bunch of different Pentecostal churches that use slide guitar.
Well, you know, that was new to me. Now, I grew up in the Church of God in Christ, Pentecostal, and we always had voice, and we were lucky. We always had a piano and organ. And then once I started working with Dr. Manny Mouse Clark, and once I started working with my mass choir and we started traveling, it was on the East Coast when first time I saw somebody playing like slide guitar and stuff like that at the church. I had never seen that, you know. Texas. Yeah,
that's a whole thing. That's like there's a whole thing. I mean, they have contests and things, man. Like these, they have conventions of different different churches that, you know, like in their it's usually a trio, sometimes a quartet of slide guitar and bass and drums, you know, and the sacred steel, they call it.
Yeah, sacred steel. Yeah, it was strange. It was. I mean, as a guy that grew up in the church, it was strange to me because I had never seen it. You know, because all my dealings in Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Georgia.
Well, this is way country. You know, it's way country, but it's like, but you know, in the last 25 years or so, like it's like become more prevalent in urban areas too. Like place, you know, like you see, here's these guys from Pittsburgh, and here's these other cats from East Orange, New Jersey. You know, it's like, and it's like all of a sudden, it's like not just from the deep South, which is where it began. It's like all over the country. You know, the sacred steel.
Well, I know that young cat, Robert Randolph.
Yeah, he comes out of that tradition.
Okay, yeah, because I again, it was new to me, and like I said, I grew up in the church, but that was new to me. I had never heard that. But that B3 and the way you played the first time, I don't know if you remember the first time we met. I was telling them the first time we met, I was running the jam at Cozy's, and Al Cooper came in town, and somehow or another they wind up borrowing or getting the B3 from you. And you came in. And Chuck Cavor was like, yeah, that's Mike Finnigan. And I was like, who's Mike Finnigan? And then it was a little while later, I got to hear you play and sing. And I was like, damn, that dirty mother, he's a bad brother, man. Good Lord, you know? But we actually met there. The night I met Al Cooper, I actually met you. I think we spoke briefly for a minute because you kind of came in. I know you had a soda in your hand. And you know, I spun around a couple times and you were gone. I was like, then you came back and they came back and moved the B3 for you. I was like, okay. Because I think the first B3 player I met in LA was Teddy Andreas. You know Zigzag, Teddy T-Bag.
Yeah, I know him, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been blessed, man. I've gotten to play with you a few times. Like I said, I just played that Deb Ryder song and the one we did with John's Bowling and a few other things. I've been really blessed to play with you guys, and I'm so honored every time I get.
We always have a good time playing with you, man.
Well, it's always a good time. I just played a song about a video of you. You was with Bunny Ray, but you was being spotlighted, and man, you was playing and singing. I was like, oh my God, this man is back. Matter of fact, while I got you here, I'm gonna play another one. I got another one. I'm gonna just embarrass you all the way. That's how I do it. Here we go. Let me see. Let me move me off the screen.
Got a few hours?
Wow, brother. Wow, bro. God damn. I'm sorry, I just got to cuss. God damn. Oh, wow. Man, you're a bad mother, brother. You are wow. I had seen that. I was, when we were trying to get you on the other night, I was looking through stuff, and you have a bunch of stuff out there, but I wanted to find some stuff that moved me and that really featured you, and those two just the one I played earlier with you and Bunny Raitt, and she allowed you to take over the stage, and this one, Mike, I ain't trying to brown nose you. You know me. I'm a straight shooter. I ain't trying. You're a bad mother, brother. You're a bad man. You are a bad man.
If I'm not, I'm a rough post on a big hill on the way there.
I found out a little while ago that you played with Hendrix also on I think was it Lady
Electric Ladyland.
Electric Ladyland. What was that like, if you don't mind talking about it?
Well, it was pretty thrilling, actually. I mean, that was in 1968 in New York City. I was there with my band. We had a band called the Surfs, not the Ocean Surfs, but the Indentured Servant.
Okay.
SERFS. And we were too hip for the room, so we had that name.
All right.
And we were making an album for Capitol, and we were working at the record plant in New York City, and it just so happened we were working there in the daytime from like 10 to 5 or something, and then Jimi Hendrix would come in. He was working at night in the same room, and it was a big room, and he had heard us playing, and we had in the band there was a tenor player. Well, we had two horns and a guitar. I was playing organ bass. I was playing foot pedals and left hand bass and most of the time, and we had guitar and percussion and drums, and he heard us playing, and after one night when he came in, he said, "Hey, I'd like you and the percussionist, the percussionist played timbales and congas and everything. He was a really good conga player and timbales. He wasn't just some cat beating on a cowbell. I mean, he could play." And he said, and the tenor player, if you would stay, for a little while after, I'd like to have you jam down something with me, and we just kind of made it on the spot. Buddy Miles was playing drums on that track.
Wow.
And Mitch Mitchell had been working with him the other nights when we were in there. I saw those guys. I watched them working, several times, just being a fly on the wall, hanging back in the corner of the booth, just, it was quite educational watching his ideas about production, and which were revolutionary. I mean, the things he was trying and the way he wanted to record certain things was like totally different. And Eddie Kramer was the engineer, and he was going along, there was no, like, no, you can't do that, but anyway, we just jammed this thing down. Like a couple times we had some false starts, but then we had about it's like a 6 or 7 minute jam. And then later on, he cut that up into 2 different songs, Still Raining, A Rainy Day, and Still Raining, Still Dreaming. 2 different cuts. And he wrote lyrics and vocal and put that on top of it, and it was pretty amazing. When it came out, we had no idea that this was going to make the album, and the album came out and we were on there, and it was pretty thrilling, to be on it. That was his 3rd album, and it gave us a certain kind of notoriety in the music community. Like our profiles were raised up some, like
I bet.
not just especially around like Kansas City and all them places. They like, yeah, we knew you was good, man, but like now you play with Hendrix and them, so everybody knows. We always knew. We knew.
Yeah, I know how that works.
I'm going. Yeah, you knew.
Now pay me.
Yeah, right.
My friend Michael Mose was talking about a black and white album.
Oh, that's the name of an album, a solo album of mine.
Oh man, I didn't find that. I'm about to go look that up. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have to look that up and then pull that up. So I know that you did some solo stuff, and I've seen some of your solo stuff, which was amazing. You, Cal David, a couple other cats. What always amazed me was I couldn't believe that you guys weren't, nine-time Grammy Award winning household name cats. I mean, the talent, I guess I never understood. I'm still semi new to this business, and I meet some people and I look at them and I hear them and I'm like, okay, why is this guy all over the TV and this guy is 20 times better? What's going on? I that's the part of the industry sometimes I never understand. Understand.
Well, that's part of the way things are. Like being good ain't enough. You got to be lucky. But I've been lucky too. Like to a certain degree, because I got to spend 50 years doing what I love. Yeah. So that's pretty lucky.
That is pretty lucky.
I didn't get rich, but I got enough.
Yes, sir. I understand. Totally understand.
And I never had that. When I was younger, I used to think some of that, like, what's that no singing motherfucker doing up there?
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. I wouldn't say it, but thank you for saying it.
Yeah. I used to think, I'd go, what the fuck? Like this guy couldn't sing his way out of a phone booth.
But we got one young gentleman here, Aaron Joy Sakara. I met him, me, Beth Hart, and Charlie Musselwhite. We were in India. He's from India. He's from Mumbai, India, and he loves you. He's got your albums and everything. So this young man, he's only 20-some years old, all the way from Mumbai, India, and he's digging you, brother. So that's
wild.
Cool.
That's the way. When I went to Japan a couple of times, man, a lot of cats over there had my records. I'd be playing with Tower of Power or somebody over there, and like these guys would be in the audience holding up my records.
Wait a minute. You play with Tower of Power? I mean, I know you played with so many people. I can't even begin. But you were with Tower of Power too?
Yeah. Well, I just played with them for about 3 months. It was because Roger Smith had been their regular organist for the last 20 years or so. Really great organ player. I mean, really bad, badass. He's just really good. And but he had cancer, and while he was recovering, he had some surgeries, and I filled in for him for a tour where we went to Japan and then played in Canada for a month and then played in the States for a month. That was really cool too. I enjoyed that. I've known those guys for years. So, I had to do a lot of woodshed to get ready for that.
Yeah, because they got a lot of stuff. I mean,
it's and it ain't easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's complex and but was really rewarding, and I enjoyed the hell out of it,
Right, see, that's more stuff I got to go look up. I mean, you're like an onion, man. Every time I pull back one layer, there's something else up underneath. Listen, I didn't want to keep you on this long. I had told your daughter that I was going to have you for 15 minutes.
I don't mind. I'm enjoying myself.
Okay, all right. Well, if you still enjoy yourself, then I'm gonna play one for me here, and then we'll get back to a few more questions if that's all right.
Sure, it is.
All right, here, listen, everybody. This is my album here. This is from my Grammy-nominated album. This is called The Revelator. And see if you can dig this. Let me get me all.
I like that.
Different. That's the Revelator. That was a little different.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that, man. That's funky.
We put a little hip hop into the soul of it. And
yeah, well, you know, like you coming around with different outfits on and shit. You know, that's a hip hop thing. Like, look at him now.
Yeah, they killed me with that. You know, yeah, I'm a big man. It ain't easy to keep trying to change your set. They wanted me to change 5 times. I was like, no.
That was a very cool video. I liked it.
Well, thank you, brother. Now, you endorsed? Are you still endorsed by Hammond, or have you been? You were endorsed by Hammond, or how did it work?
Well, I'm in there, like, kind of like they got their little Hall of Fame or whatever they call it. You know, like, you know, where they recognize different players and stuff, and I'm in that. You know, but they'd love to give me some shit, but I already got a couple of, you know, they only give you like what they do. Like, they don't give you nothing all the way.
Yeah.
They give you like, you know, like instead of like 2,000, it's only going to be 750, you know, like, so I'm like, I already got 2 B3s and a C and an A100 and 3 Leslies and a Hammond tone cabinet. It's like I'm full up on gear, man. I don't need to be buying any of that, any of this new digital shit.
Yeah, I saw. Matter of fact, one of the shows I did just 2 years ago, I was in the south of France, and they brought out that new digital Hammond B3. It's all digital.
Yeah,
it sounded pretty good.
Yeah, and they're like very, very close.
Yeah,
it's like all of the different digital organs are all. The one drawback with any of them is they sound kind of brittle at the top end. They're not warm. They're not. They don't have that bigness. Like they're kind of squeaky.
I was just about to say that the difference was I was just about to say I said it sounds pretty good, but I for a guy like me that grew up listening to the B3 right next to me pretty much all my life, I could tell the difference. I don't know if the audience can, but
sure. Well, no, it works. Like the younger generation is more interested in convenience and sound.
Mm-hmm.
Why would we haul this big ass thing around when we can get the same thing with this?
Yeah.
It ain't the same.
No, it's not. I know my keyboard player, who's also my MD. He just got an endorsement. He been using the Viscount. Right?
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah,
those are pretty good, man.
Yeah, he digs it. And I dig it. I mean, he really worked on it to get some real organ sound. I mean, Drake is in his 60s and has been playing since he was a little kid, so he knows what it sounds like. He knows what I want to hear, and he had to work on it to get the sound,
Oh yeah, but it's one of the better ones actually.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, according to I can't say from my own experience, but a guy that I know, Dave Matthews, not that Dave Matthews is famous.
Okay.
This is different Dave Matthews that lives in the Bay Area. He plays with Santana.
Okay.
And he uses it for small gigs up in the Bay, when he's just doing some like organ trio or some gig like that, where it's like it's some place where he can't really make much money if he starts, it's something he can put in the car, weighs 40 pounds and, so, and like, if he can, he told me, he goes, it's pretty good, so for me, that's like him saying, shit, this is great, like,
okay.
like,
yeah, I understand.
It's pretty good, but it ain't chopping wood,
Yeah, I got you. Well, that's amazing, and I appreciate you. I have to also make sure I say that the horn section on that song we just played, that's the Tonight Show guys, George Pender and all those guys, Pender and all those guys playing horns on that. That was Pender doing that trumpet solo on that. So
that was nice.
Yeah, they those guys, they've been real nice. They played with me a few times, and I've been blessed.
Where did you record that?
My record producer, we recorded over at Bobby Krieger's place. I always forget the name, something Horse or something like that. Over there, right there next to right near Burbank, but not in Burbank. I can't think of the name of the city, but he's got a nice studio.
Glendale.
I think that's what it is in that area, Glendale area. He's got a really nice studio there. Matter of fact, the new album that we're going to drop the new album. Matter of fact, when I get done talking to you, I'm driving to LA, and tomorrow I got to do the last song on the new album. And
where are you driving from?
In my house in Arizona. I'm in my house in Arizona.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
You're in Arizona, so you got a 5 or 6 hour drive.
Usually about 7. Yeah, about 7 hours. It's all right. I do it. I like to drive. It's the one time that I'm by myself, and I do all my thinking when I'm driving. So it's good.
Oh, you're thinking?
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just there is no thinking. It's just going. Let me ask you just a few more things, and then I'm gonna let you go because we already been on for an hour and 13 minutes. It goes by fast.
It does.
Tony Brunico said, Glendale. Yes, sure, Bianca. Robbie. So I always say Bobby. Robbie Krieger. Robbie Krieger from the Doors.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah. So his studio. Why can't I think of the name of it? But anyway, we recorded the last 2 albums at his studio. Been really good. And my producer Eric Korn has done a great job. And like I said, we got nominated for a Grammy, so that was a shocker. I didn't see
awesome.
did not see that coming. So, but anyway, Tony and Larry have been on the show, and they both. Matter of fact, Tony is on now. Matter of fact, they both wanted to say that they love you and that they miss you, and they were glad that you said yes.
Oh, that's good. We'll give them my best regards. You know, with the pandemic and all, we haven't really seen much of each other because there's not a whole lot of work.
No, there isn't. And even the work that's out there, Mike, I don't know about you, but I've just been like too afraid to go do anything. I mean, I know my band is hurting, but it's like, man, until we get this thing down a little bit further, I can't.
Well, yeah, there's no live work, certainly. Yeah. And even studio work is like kind of touch and go. You know, like the fact of the matter is like the more you can stay away from other people, the better off you are.
That's just it.
You know,
that's just reality.
That's the thing about some of the people that complain about having, I had to close my barbershop or I had to close this or close that. It's like, we should reopen, this and that. And it's like, hey, you don't decide when this is over. That's
the part I'm not getting. What the hell is wrong with people?
It's like the disease will tell you when it's over.
Yeah.
That ain't your choice. Just because things get better, like, oh, okay, well, there's like a lot less infections in the last 2 months, so we can go ahead and go back to the way it was. No, that's insanity.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, brother. I just don't understand the way people are thinking, And
I got my first shot because I'm old.
Tony said he got his too. I keep trying to get mine. My wife got both of hers. She's got both of hers, but she's frontline worker, and then she had the cancer and all that too, and so she got both of hers. It's been almost a month now, so she's doing good.
That's wonderful.
I keep trying to get mine. They say I'm not old enough yet, but I say, I'm over 50. I'm old, black, and I got high blood pressure. And
really?
But it's still gonna be a while before I can get mine. But once I get it, once they put it up to me, I can get it. I'm there. I'll be first one in line, like I'm ready to go. So, I told somebody about it. What side effects? I was telling the young cat, he's like, what side effects? I said, well, it's better than the other side effect. Well, what other side effects? I said, sitting in the hospital room with a respirator down your throat. I'd rather.
Really?
These guys, they're crazy. Like, oh, I'm not gonna take it. It's got side effects. I'm like,
that's insanity.
It's insane.
You don't have. Not everybody has, like any kind of side effects at all. I didn't have any. My wife had a sore arm. Like what the hell? A sore. That's crazy.
I agree with you, brother.
So here's the thing. It says lots of love from India. Maybe that's your boy that you were talking about.
Let me see here. Yeah, that's him right there. Young guitar player.
Oh, well, all the best to you, Aaron Joy. Is that how you say your name? Aaron Joy.
I'm not sure either, but he's a nice young.
It's really nice.
Nice
all the way from India now. Come on.
Nice young man. He got a great band, and they opened for us there, and he did a hell of a job, man. Hell of a job.
It's funny, man. You just never know.
No, you don't.
Like you can be in a place like that and go, man, what are these guys are throwing down, man? Where'd they get that?
Not only that, the thing is,
it's the power of recorded music.
But they're listening to you, Mike. These cats know you all. I mean, there's people here from all over the world. I got people in there from Argentina, from Norway, from France. There's people here from the UK. I mean, you well known, brother. I want to make sure that you get your flowers while you can still smell them, man. So I believe in that. It may not be a lot of money, but you need to know that your music has touched a lot of people and made a lot of people's lives much.
Well, that's the main thing, man.
Thank you for that.
That's the main thing, and I appreciate that. So you say Tony's coming on today?
No, he's here. He's here.
He's here. I like it.
He can come on. Hey, Tony, if you hear me, Tony, if you're there, if you still got the link, you can come on. We can get you both on here. Larry called me earlier today, too, because he said he had to go run out, but he was going to run back because he wanted to make sure he saw the show. And
well, I didn't even know you had this.
Yeah, well, I've been doing it now since the first show was back in April. I've done about 40 shows now. And I I know a lot of people in the industry, and I wanted to do something so I didn't sit here and go stir crazy. So I just said, well, you know what? Let me call and just have conversations with folks, and like we would if we was backstage somewhere, and let the audience kind of see what we talk about as musicians. That was it. It's just my way to stay in touch with everybody.
Well, that was a wonderful inspired moment when you thought of that.
Well, it's been a labor of love. It's been a lot of fun, and we get somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 people that come watch every show. Usually within a couple of days, if you go in there and look on it, there's a couple thousand people on there. So it's been really cool, and the fans and friends, they love it, and they get to hear things that they haven't heard and see people that they don't. Sometimes it's introducing them to people that they don't even know.
Right.
It's been a blessing for me too. It kept me from going crazy. Because normally I'm on the road 9 months out of the year, so it's been weird to just.
Well, yeah, I understand. It's quite a shock.
Yeah,
that's everybody I think has had to check themselves, in the sense of if you're not around other people, on a regular basis, in the normal times. And in the pre-pandemic years, we don't realize how dependent we are on these interdependent relationships, that seem so normal. And when they go away, it's like, damn, there's something missing in my life. Oh yeah, others.
Hey, I saw your daughter just posted something saying you sounded good and looking good, Daddy-O. And here's a young lady all the way from Israel. Hi, Sugar Ray Jennifer, calling in from Israel.
Wow, that's great.
Oh, here's one from Bill Bracken.
Oh.
Bill said, I definitely love your show. Oh, thank you, Sugar Ray. Thanks for letting us fans into your world. Well, it's our world. That's what we musicians. We love to play by ourselves, but it means a lot when other people get to hear you play. So
sure,
that's what
when we get to play with each other.
That's even more. I was sitting there adding up, and I got to put this in my little Wikipedia. I've got to play four albums with you guys.
Wow, that's awesome. The one that I remember most, is the one we did where you came in to sing all these tracks. I think it was a German guy.
Oh, John's Bolin. You know what? Let me see if I can find one of them real
fast. And the vocals on them were kind of just like what was on there was just kind of like little outlines. It wasn't really and you just had to come in there and kind of make it up.
We did good, though. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find. Let me see. My computer's going slow now because when it gets warm out here in the desert, in my sugar shack, it slows down. Let me see if I can find one of them. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I think what was the name of that album?
We did 12 tracks in 2 days.
Yeah, and I thought when I had talked to Tony, I thought I was coming in to do like 1 or 2 songs. I didn't realize it was like a whole album thing.
Man, we were hustling that in those days. Those 2 days, that was a big hustle.
That was. It was a hustle. But it sounded good. Matter of fact,
it did. It was really awesome.
Larry Fortune was just telling me he's got one that he wants. He got a song he wants me to play with him and Willie Nelson, and he said he got it. He said he got it cleared by Sony to do it. So we're gonna see.
Willie Nelson, huh?
Yeah, it's him and Willie. He's told me like you gonna get a kick out of this, Ray. I'm like, okay. I can't wait to see it.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Did you ever play with Willie?
I played with him a couple times years ago, live. It was like the opening of what was then they called it the Austin Opry House.
Okay.
And a friend of mine was the cat that opened it up. Mm-hmm. And Willie was on the, and he and Willie were partners on a lot of projects. And they brought a bunch of musicians from around the country in for this 2-day grand opening deal. So that's when I got to play with Willie.
Well,
that was a lot of fun. I've always dug him.
I found one of those tracks that you guys put down as JB and the Ultratones.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Look at that.
There's a man standing at the crossroads, asking for some change. A paper sign he wrote says his life's out of rain. With every dollar he puts in his pocket, he says a little prayer. I've been watching him for a while. When he turned to me with a smile, he said, life ain't got no shortcut. There ain't no easy way through. Life ain't got no shortcut, but sometimes your dreams may come true. The lady in the Mexican diner, serving beans and rice every day. She works from morning till night for very little pay. A picture on the wall shows a family, missing husband, boy and 2 girls. She's been watching them for a while. Then she turned to me with a smile. She said, life ain't got no shortcut. There ain't no easy way through. She said, life ain't got no shortcut, but sometimes your dreams may come true. Oh, life ain't got no shortcut. There ain't no easy way through. Well, life ain't got no shortcut, but sometimes your dreams may come true. Sometimes I feel low down and out. The blues hurt so bad that my soul remembers what they were talking about. They said, life ain't got no shortcuts. There ain't no easy way through.
take a long road.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, there's some cool videos. Some of them got some cool moving videos. That one I just found real fast. But look,
The Ultratone All Stars.
yeah,
That's the name of Johnny Lee's studio, Ultratone.
yeah. Well, you know, like I said, when Tony had asked me to do that a year before, and I had told him that, yeah, man, I'd love to do it. And then in the interim, I wound up signing my deal. And so the record company didn't really want me to put out an album. You know, I thought I was coming in and do like one song. I didn't realize I was coming in to do the whole album. And so the record company, you know, we get ready to drop an album. We don't want to have competition with another album by you.
Well, that's understandable.
Yeah, so they kind of
so you got to work semi-anonymously.
Yes.
Right.
So you know,
no, man, I'm one of the Ultratone All Stars.
Exactly. So the compromise is not my name. It's not the Phantom Blues Band, even though it's the Phantom Blues Band.
Yeah, it's like it's a Secret Service act.
Exactly.
You know, we don't know who any of these dudes are.
Well, I told somebody, I said, I'll change my name to Splendor Ray. You know, the old guys used to do it all the time. They used to always change their name to go in and work.
Oh, sure. There's been many of them, man. I'm trying to think. I've seen some like pretty like Splendor Ray. I've seen some inventive, you know, like nom de guerre, you know, nom de plumes, whatever you want to call it. Like, damn, I'd like to think of some of them that were pretty clever with famous dudes. I mean, like well-known guys that.
Well, Jimmy Reed used to do that too, I think. And some of the old blues cats I know.
Oh, a lot of those guys did it.
They will go change their name, but you know, I mean,
well, you know, it's just like to make money for the session.
Yeah.
You know, like, shit, call it your mama if you want to. I don't care. Just you can't use my real name, you know.
But it's a, you know, people should go look that up. It's a great album, 12 cuts. And
yeah, it's like it was. I remember now the artist was a German guitar player.
His name was Jans Bolin.
He was a really nice guy. He played good.
Yeah.
And he wrote these tunes that were like really rhythm tracks.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
They brought them to the States and handed them to us and said, do something.
Well, that happens all the time. Well, look, we ain't gonna hold you any longer. The show's already been on for an hour and a half now.
Well, it was a pleasure being with you, and I appreciate it, and you know, all the best, and you know, maybe down the road, I hope maybe I'll see you in person here one of these good old days.
Yeah, hopefully soon. I hope so.
Me too.
Seems like we got some new blood in the White House, and things are changing slowly. But
well, yeah, you know, like insanity is like over for now.
Yeah, for now. For now,
you know, like I don't want to count my chickens.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like it seems it's kind of a pleasure to have, you know, like a normal person, you know, like not somebody insulting, you know, your grandmother or, you know, like saying some crazy shit about whatever.
I can dig it, brother. I can dig
it. Well, you know, I hope I get to see you soon, man. It's been a pleasure hanging with you for a little while.
I appreciate it, and I know we had some problems yesterday, so thank you for staying on and going through all that crap. I appreciate it. I don't know about you, but for me, it was worth it. So,
sure it was.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Mike Finnigan. Go pick up his stuff, buy his CDs, send him some love. He is a national treasure in my mind and many others. So bless you, brother. Thank you. And
thank you.
And this has been another Tuesday, the first Tuesday of Black History Month at the Sugar Shack. I got the incredible Mr. Mike Finnigan.
That's right. I feel I got to be on the first show of Black History Month, man.
Yes, sir.
Is there a higher honor? I don't think so.
Well, you know, you've been my main Negro for a while, baby. My main Negro.
All right. I always wanted to be that way.
I love you, man.
Love you. See you, sugar.
See you. All right, everybody. That was the show for today. I'm Sugar Ray. You've been live at the Sugar Shack. Tune in next Tuesday where I will have the incredible Miss Laura Chavez. Lauren Chavez will be my guest next week. To you all, as I always say, enjoy your life. Life is short. And for God's sake, please be good to one another. Peace. I'm out, y'all.